Hi, this is Allison from KiwiboxDotCom, and we're sitting here with Vanessa Carlton. How are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm great. And we're going to ask you a few questions about your new single, your album, and the music video. Is that okay? All right, so let's get started. Your second single is called Hands on Me. I love the song. The video is very, very cool. Can you tell us about the song and the concept of the video?
Sure. It's quite a pure, simple message in a sense. I mean, obviously it's hands on me. It's obviously about vying for a relationship, and it's also, but it's really about the kind of, again, I see the word pure because it's just about kind of pure emotion, and of course then it turns into quite a complex drama by the end of the lyric as I start to sing. Wow, how many times have I sung this song and I can't remember the lyrics? We climbed Tibetan mountains where you can barely breathe. I'll see the Dalai Lama. I'll feel him blessing me. Sorry, and then the video is, again, reflecting kind of that simplicity, but I like the Victorian aesthetic to it, and I like the idea that if you reach your hand or you close your eyes, you can beam yourself into another universe, another place and time. Obviously, it's about fantasy and things like that.
What was it like working with the director, Mark Glassfield?
Mark is fabulous. I adore him. He and I have been working together since my first video, and we really just work well together, and we have similar tastes, and it's when you find a great partnership with someone, it's really important to maintain it and to keep pushing each other. I adore him. He's great.
I like the imagery. I think it's towards the end of the video when they're all standing on the bed and they're constantly just hands on. I just love that. I love the whole imagery about that.
It's very, very universal at the end of the video. It's just representing all people, shapes, styles,
things of that nature. On Heroes and Thieves, you worked with an array of producers, Stephen Jenkins, Linda Perry, and also Irv Gotti. What was it like working with each of them?
Well, the record was really done. I worked on a few chapters of the album with Linda, and then I did the majority of it with Stephen, and Irv was more of kind of this cohesive glue in terms of A&Ring it with me. And it's a very cohesive record. I mean, despite the fact that I work with two different people, I really always look at this. I have been really acknowledging this record as being my first kind of concept record, and it really is more of like a musical storybook and there's a real thread that links all of the chapters. So,
and then, while you're making the album, do you have any favorite songs that stand out that just really hit home with you personally? I mean, I know they're all personal experiences, but are there a few that just stand out to you?
Well, it depends on, of course, my mood. But I really, there's a song called Home on there that makes me very upset in a good way every time I play it. It's definitely, I'm definitely living this record, in the sense where you play it and it's just, you play certain songs and it pushes very fresh buttons I think in a positive way. But more than this is the conclusive chapter of the book, and it's the last song on the album, and it's kind of this notion, this lyrical notion that I'm striving for all the time, and I'm really in the middle of trying to achieve this song, or the sentiment behind the song, which is, if you were to declare in this moment, and any of us can do this, if you choose to declare in this moment that you need no more than what you have, then you would experience, bliss. And we're just always on the grind, all of us, every day, and it's so easy to lose focus and sight of what brings you joy and what makes you feel peaceful.
And how has your experience been being signed at the Ink, since they're home to Ja Rule and like Ashanti and everything? How has your experience been with them, and how's your relationship with Irv Gotti?
Well, it's not really something I think about. I mean, it's not really. It's Universal Ink. It's like more of an imprint and a label. So I'm just really at Universal. I really feel, but Irv is cool. Irv is cool.
And do you think you will incorporate? This is kind of tagging on to the last bit of the question. Like if Irv wants you to do anything urban with your albums, I don't know how much control he has over. No, nothing like that. Okay, good. Just checking. Just checking. So what is next for you? What's the next chapter of Vanessa Carlton?
I'm going to Malaysia in April. I'm starting a couple other art projects, actually. I can't talk about them. I mean, I guess I'm not supposed to yet, but I'm also, one I can talk about, because I'm starting to design and stuff, but I'm starting to, I'm starting a papery company. I'm very obsessed with letter writing, and like my hope is to resurrect the art of the written note, particularly in this day and age of emails and texts, which is just horrible. And I think it's leading us down a very kind of low IQ path in terms of how spelling and poetry and eloquence is all lost, you know. So, and I hope to call it Contessa Papery. So, be on the lookout for Contessa Papery stationery.
Very cool. Are you going to go on tour to support Heroes and Thieves as well?
I hope so. I'm going to Malaysia to do some touring there. I mean, I'm trying to get a tour for the summer together. I would like to tour as much as I possibly can. It's like a downtime in touring right now because there's not a lot going on. And I just did my own tour, so I'm waiting to get on a nice summer tour.
And how can you describe yourself from when you released your first album to this one? What has changed? What stayed the same? And what do you hope for in the future?
Well, huge. I feel like I've lived a couple lifetimes in between my first record and this record. I have to say, huge fundamental changes in my life, but also just like evolving through your 20s. I mean, it's a pretty intense time in terms of transitioning, you know. Mm-hmm. And I feel like, I keep saying this, but I feel like I'm really getting my feet under me in many different aspects, different ways, but also a real self-awareness of real awareness of what my aesthetic is and where I want to push it, and really much better at protecting what it is. So that comes down to like the way I approach this record. Like I recorded everything on vintage gear. Everything I want to sound timeless and old and timeless at the same time. Mm-hmm. And, you know, even down to the artwork. I mean, everything is just such a pure reflection of my aesthetic and style. And before, I think I was still trying to figure out what that was.
Thank you very, very much.
Thank you.